Every year, over 1 million Nigerian students faces the UTME, an exam that determines or decides who gain admission into the university, polytechnic, or even colleges of education. But what exactly is the UTME? How does it work, and what do you need to know to pass this exam with confidence? In this video, we are diving deep into the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, that's the UTME, and everything you must know about this exam. From registration to mistakes students make in this exam and to proven success tips. If you are new to this channel, I'm Ifedapo and I'm currently a second year medical student from the Federal University of Health Sciences at Osun State. If you are a student preparing to write the 2026 UTME examination, you should not miss any part of this video. First of all, what is the UTME? The UTME stands for the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, and it's conducted by the Joint Admission Matriculation Board, which we all know as JAMB. The UTME is Nigeria's national entrance examination that determines whether a candidate is qualified to enter into a higher institution, whether university, polytechnic, or even college of education. It measures your readiness for tertiary education by testing your knowledge in 4 subjects which are related to the course that you intend to study. In the WAEC examination, students are expected to write 9 subjects, but only 4 of these subjects would be written in the UTME examination. For those of you taking the UTME for the first time, English language is compulsory for every student, along with 3 other subjects which must be related to the course you intend to study. Now let's talk about the registration process. All registrations takes place at JAMB accredited centers. You will need your verified NIN number, that's your national identity number, then with your JAMB EPIN. Without these, you won't even be able to start the process. Also, make sure during your registration, your details are correct. This is very important. Your details, which include your name, your date of birth, and the choice of course you want to study. Also, I would advise that the name on your national identification slip should tally with whatever name you use during the registration process, so as to avoid unnecessary problems in the future. Your biometrics are also very important, that's your thumbprint. Without it, you won't even be allowed into the exam hall. One common mistake most students make is rushing registration at the last minute. Please don't wait until the deadline day. I made that mistake when I took my first JAMB, and to be honest, the experience wasn't pleasant. Like I said earlier, English is compulsory, but your 3 other subjects depends on the course you want to study. For example, to study medicine and surgery, your 3 other subjects apart from English language must be physics, chemistry, and biology. If you are going for law, you need literature, government, and either CRS or IRS. This leads us to another mistake most students make, which is wrong subject combination. You might score 300 plus and still not get admission because of one silly mistake. So make sure you select the right subject. For example, students aspiring to study engineering related courses are expected to pick physics, chemistry, and mathematics as there are 3 subjects apart from English language. And for those students venturing into social sciences related courses like architecture, quantity surveying, estate management, I advise that your whole level subject should comprise of economics. You might not write this in JAMB, but just to be on the safer side during your screening process. In subsequent videos, I'll talk about the admission process and everything you must do to boost your chances of getting admitted, how you can prepare smarter for JAMB, score above 300, and gain admission into any institution of your choice. So stay tuned by subscribing to this channel, like this video if you find it helpful. Now let's look at the exam itself. The UTME exam usually have about 180 questions in total, in which you'll be given 2 hours to answer all these questions. Since it's computer based, you need to be comfortable using a mouse, laptop, or even the keyboard itself. If you are not used to it, there are a lot of CBT practice applications you can use to make yourself familiar with the examination. Here is the breakdown. For the use of English, you are expected to answer 60 questions and then 40 questions each for the rest of your 3 other subjects. Your total score for everything is out of 400 marks. An important tip to note is that you should try to attempt all these questions. Don't leave any questions undone, because for every question left undone, there is a high chance that you will miss it. The UTME exam does not use negative marking, so answer all questions if time permits. Learn how to manage your time effectively. I'm sure you don't want to spend months preparing for an examination only to get logged out by the computer because you failed to maximize your time. That's why time management is very important. You can always skip a question and come back. Don't waste too much time on a question. If you don't know a question, just leave it and try others. Just make sure you don't leave any question unanswered before the time runs out. Move freely between questions. You are not forced to answer question in order. Now, how can you maximize your time effectively? First, do not spend more than 40 seconds on a question. When preparing for this examination, make sure you work on your speed. Always try to set a time frame to every question you attempt. Always start with the subject you know you are very good at. Why do I say this? Anytime you start with a subject that you are very good at, your confidence is boosted. At the beginning of the exam, your mind is still very tensed as your brain is still trying to adapt to the environment. So starting with a difficult subject can trigger anxiety, and that alone can cause confusion and even slow thinking. You might even start forgetting what you already know. In simple terms, your brain rewards you for progress. When you start answering questions you already understand, it sends a message to your brain that, oh, I'm doing well, I've got this, and it builds confidence, which would apply to even questions that are difficult later. The third tip to manage your time effectively is to keep an eye on the timer. It will definitely be at the top of the screen of the computer system you are using. Always make sure you check the timer at intervals, as this will help you to regulate your time effectively. The UTM exam is not just a test of memory, it's a test of speed, accuracy, and smart preparation. Like I said earlier, in the next video I'll talk about these smart preparations and how you can actually score above 300 even without going through much stress. Subscribe to this channel if you found this video very helpful, and don't miss the next video. It's not about studying hard, it's about studying smart.